Okay, after clicking on the link, you should come to this page right here. This is the main page of the course. And so we'll just go through the different pages of the course. So the first thing is the syllabus. So you'll find this under the syllabus tab. And under the syllabus tab, it just gives all of the course information for students. It gives the instructor information with my name, my phone number, how to contact me, my email address, etc. It also talks about the course materials and all of the required readings. All of the required readings will be provided via Parasol, and we'll get into that later. I went ahead and listed all of the readings that students will need. The course requirements are on the syllabus. The structure of the course is here as well. If there are any technical assistance that students may need, the instructions are where to go to is here. Part 2 of the syllabus talks about the course learning outcomes, and it basically just lists the objectives that students are expected to meet by the end of the course, and it breaks down all of those standards. Part 3 of the course talks about the grading policy. It lists all of the assignments and the points that they are worth. And out of the end of the course, the total points awarded is 500 points. It does give a late work policy and how to view grades in Canvas. It does give letter grades and where the percentage would fall under if a students get a specific score, whether it be an A, B, C, D, or F. Part 4 talks about the course policies and the commitment to integrity. It talks about the professionalism and commitment to learning and participation, and also integrity in students' behavior. Then the guidelines of how to discuss during discussions are here. And the privacy policies are also there. At the end of the syllabus, it lists all of the assignments and their due dates as well. To get more information on each assignment, you can click on it or you can go to each module. So we go back to the home page to go ahead and start the course. So the course is broken down by modules and by week. So by week 1, the first module is getting started. That first page is the instructor's welcome letter. So it's basically a welcome letter to the students, introducing myself to them as their instructor. The next couple of pages are tools that we're going to use in the course to help facilitate in our learning. And so we're going to use Parasol to read all of our readings and to annotate and even to collaborate with our group members. So I give the code here and a how-to video there as well. Throughout this course, we're also going to use Flipgrid, and so I just explained what Flipgrid is in addition to a how-to video for using Flipgrid. The first assignment in week 1 is to introduce yourself to the classroom, and we're going to do that using Flipgrid. And Flipgrid, it is embedded in this page right here, and so it will come up shortly. And so students are going to use Flipgrid to introduce themselves to the rest of the class, and they will respond to 2 other peers by writing or recording a response to them. And then the last thing for week 1, the last thing for this module is to select your group, because this course does a lot of group work, and there are some projects as well that you have to work with your group on. And so here you are using this Google sheet to sign up for your group. So if we go back home, we go to the next module within week 1, and it starts the actual instruction of text structure. And so we'll click on the first one. The way that the modules are broken down, the very first one will always be the overview. So here's where we actually get into instructions, talking about what is text structure. Here students will be able to get their learning objectives, and they know what is expected of them through the what you will do portion of this page, and so students will know what is expected of them at the end of each module. After the overview, then we dive into the mini lesson of text structure, and here's where students will actually get the raw content of the teaching part. And here you have some reading, you have a video, and then there also is a Google slide here to reinforce text structure instruction. And then after students have looked at the mini lesson, then they will read a story called Saved by a Seal using Parasol. And here they're going to annotate by highlighting key sentences, words, and phrases, which helps to determine the structure that the author is using. And once they finish doing that within Parasol, then they're going to participate in this discussion by answering these 2 questions and responding to at least 2 other classmates. Okay, for the next module, we talk about story elements. So again, we start with that overview of story elements. And this is basically the learning objectives and those what is expected of the student by the end of the module. Here's our mini lesson on story elements and an embedded video as well to assist in the learning. And then their students will read a story called Gleam and Glow on Parasol. They will also continue to highlight words, phrases, and sentences there. And then here they're going to actually work with their group member. And they're going to talk to their group members via Parasol. And they're going to compare the notes that they may have. And they're going to talk about their differences. And they are basically answering this following question right here. How would the story change without the features of bolded and italics, without it being present in the text? And so basically students are going to talk to each other. They're going to collaborate with each other to come up with an answer. And then when they come up with that answer, then they're going to come to Flipgrid and they're going to record a response here. Okay, and then the next module is poem structure. And so again, we start with that overview of poem structure where students know what they are expected to do at the end of this course and the objectives. Here's our mini lesson of poem structure with the embedded video. And the assignment is we're actually going to use Padlet, and this is also embedded. So we're going to read a poem called Light in the Night on Parasol. They're going to annotate there, and then here they're also going to collaborate with their group members to compare their notes and to come up with an answer. They're also going to come up with an answer on the story, on the question where it says, how does paragraph 12 of The Light in the Night help to develop the story? And then we'll go down to our text structure project. So this is our first project, and it gives an overview of the text structure project, and it talks about what that students will do. Basically, they will work with their group to produce a newspaper article on the topic of their choice, and the article must contain all text structures. Every member must contribute to the project in some sort of fashion. And then here is the directions of the text feature project. And I also gave some student examples. So students have maybe a really good example or model of a newspaper article. And then here's a grading rubric for that project. All right, so week 2 begins poem elements. And so again, we're going to start with this overview of poem elements, and it's basically just letting the students know, hey, this is what you're going to learn. This is what you're going to be able to do at the end of the module. Here is our teaching portion here with the embedded video, 2 embedded videos actually. And then here we have a discussion post after reading the poem Foreign Lands. And again, we're going to use that tool Parcel. And then our next module is going to be drama structure. And again, and I'm not going to click through all of it. I think you guys get the point. So we do the drama overview here. We have our mini lesson there. And then we have our accountability piece here, which is the assignment on Flipgrid, reading the text, the case of the missing Ming. And then I will show you this. This is our drama creation project because it's another group project. So the overview is here. The instructions and submission here. So students are basically going to create a drama, a 1-act drama here. Okay. And it breaks it down. And then here is our grading rubric as well. And then at the end, the unit assessment is going to be informational essay. And so it talks about what you need to do here. So this is basically that big final piece of the course. They're going to write an informational essay. And so the next couple of pages talks about it's just a review of how to begin an informational essay, of how to write an informational essay, and here is some information of how to write an informational essay here. And then here is our grading rubric here. It's our grading rubric here. And then here is the actual assignment. So they're going to read this text, 50 American Heroes and American Women Achievers. They're going to write an informational essay that answers the following prompt right here. So here's our prompt, and they're going to write an essay on it. And this is going to be that big grade of 200 points here. All right, so last but not least, I just wanted to show you Perusall, and so what it will look like from the end of actually reading the courses. So here are all the texts that we were just talking about, and so students will be able to click on the text and will be able to read the text and to annotate and to also have those collaborative conversations with their group member. And so I just wanted to just quickly show that inside Perusall you'll see all of the text here.